I can't say 300 stores was my original vision. Right from the very beginning, I knew it was going to be multiple stores. So everything from the name of Booster Juice to the store decor to the smoothie names to the operations, growth was always one of the biggest things I was going to do. So it wasn't going to be organic growth where the first store paid itself off and then store number 2 would happen and on and on. I was somewhat fortunate that the first store, which opened in November 1999, opened very strong, and before I knew it, the first franchise store was April 1st and then May 1st, and as you had noted, 15 stores opened in the first year and 35 new stores opened in year 2. And the 0 to 50 is still a Canadian franchise record from inception.
Right. And you've said in interviews before that you didn't know that you weren't supposed to grow that fast.
Yeah, I think ignorance was a great thing. So I'm a dumb engineer by profession, so I think in one hand that's a good thing. I didn't have any specific food service background, so I didn't know whether 5 stores was the norm to open in 1 year or 45 stores. So being ignorant to not knowing what the norm was and just having a vision of everything was working well was great. There was no boundaries.
Right. Jay, how big did you imagine Oodle Noodle getting when you started it?
Well, we originally, when we first set out with Oodle Noodle, when we partnered up with Sonny and he built his factory way beyond the capacity that we thought we could take Oodle Noodle to 30 stores, we were put into Oodle Noodle to build it to 30 stores. So we came in with the agenda of that's what we had to do. So we had visions of growing fast, but we're realizing just because when you start fast, growing is a good thing, but that's not necessarily the best thing at the same time, so you have to be cognizant of what you're doing. So we're slowly growing and getting to that goal. So yeah, we came in with the original agenda of 30, and so we're at 6 now with a shovel in the ground on 7, so we're chipping away right now.
Awesome. Eveline, how big did you imagine your company getting when you started?
Probably nowhere near where it is today, but my business is a little different. It's not really a franchise type of business. It's very strong service retail, and for 20 years I had one store, and I was one of 7 great salons in Edmonton, and thought I'm just coasting away. But then I realized probably around the time I turned 40, I thought I can do more than this, and I can work on my business versus in my business. And I started to work on the business versus being stylist in my business, and most of our growth came in the last 10 or 15 years. So it goes to show when you work on it versus in it. And a lot of people that are in the technical trade industry get stuck being the person that's baking the pies or doing the haircuts, and then there's nobody to grow the business.